When my wife and I got married, I thought we were building a life on trust, loyalty, and love. We had been together for 5 years before tying the knot, and she was my everything. When she announced her pregnancy, I was overwhelmed with happiness. I painted the nursery myself, went to every doctor's appointment, and held her hand through the morning sickness and late-night cravings. I thought we were about to start the perfect little family together. But in the last months of her pregnancy, something began to feel off. She grew distant, snapping at me for little things and spending more time texting on her phone. When I asked who she was talking to, she brushed me off, saying it was just her friends or co-workers. I wanted to believe her, so I ignored the doubts creeping into my heart. The big day finally arrived, and I rushed her to the hospital when her contractions started. My hands shook with excitement and nerves as I sat beside her, whispering encouragement through every painful moment. Hours later, when the baby was delivered, I was waiting for that instant connection every father dreams of. But the moment I saw the child, something didn't feel right. The baby's features didn't resemble me at all. I tried to dismiss the thought, telling myself it was too early to tell, that newborns often changed quickly. Still, a knot formed in my stomach as I looked at the tiny face. My wife avoided my eyes, smiling weakly as if she already knew what I was thinking. Just when I was about to push the doubts aside, a nurse asked me to step out into the hallway. My heart pounded as she closed the door behind us. Her face was kind, but her voice carried a serious edge. She told me quietly that based on the baby's blood type, it was biologically impossible for me to be the father. My knees went weak, and I had to steady myself against the wall. I felt like my whole world shattered in that moment. My wife had been unfaithful, and she had tried to pin another man's child on me. The nurse, seeing the shock on my face, reassured me that I had a right to know and urged me to talk to my wife. I thanked her, even though my heart was breaking. When I walked back into the room, I saw my wife cradling the baby. She looked up at me with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. I couldn't bring myself to return the expression. I asked her straight out if the child was mine. Her face went pale, and she stammered, trying to come up with an excuse. But the truth was written all over her expression. After a long silence, she finally admitted it. She confessed that she had been seeing someone else for months, and that she wasn't sure who the father was. Hearing those words made my chest ache, but at least the lies were finally out in the open. I didn't scream or cause a scene. Instead, I told her calmly that our marriage was over. I couldn't raise another man's child under the pretense of being the father, not when she had betrayed me so deeply. Her tears flowed, but I felt nothing but emptiness. My family and friends were shocked when I told them what had happened, but they supported me completely. Many of them had noticed her strange behavior during the pregnancy, but no one had wanted to say anything at the time. It only confirmed that my instincts had been right all along. In the weeks that followed, I filed for divorce. She tried to guilt me into staying, saying the baby needed a father, but I refused. I wasn't going to live a lie or sacrifice my self-respect for someone who had destroyed my trust. It took time, but I began to heal. I threw myself into my work, reconnected with old friends, and focused on rebuilding my life. The pain of betrayal was still there, but I refused to let it define me. I knew one day I would find someone who valued honesty and loyalty as much as I did. Looking back, I realized that the nurse's honesty saved me from years of raising a child under false pretenses. It was the hardest truth I had ever faced, but it freed me from a marriage built on lies. Now, instead of being trapped in a cycle of deceit, I have a chance at a fresh start, and that's something worth holding on to.